네, 다음은 뉴스타파 특별기획 시리즈 세상을 바꾸는 힘 비영리 탐사매체 순서입니다. 사무실도 없고 직원은 고작 7명인 언론사가 최고 권위의 언론상인 퓰리처상을 받았다면 잘 믿기지 않으시죠? 미국의 독립 온라인 매체 인사이드 클라이밋 뉴스 이야기인데요. 설립자 데이빗 사순을 이유정 기자가 만났습니다.
지난 4월 직원 7명에 설립한 지 5년밖에 안 된 비영리 온라인 매체가 퓰리처상을 수상해 언론계를 놀라게 했습니다. 바로 환경 문제 전문 탐사 보도 매체인 인사이드 클라이밋 뉴스, 즉 ICN입니다. 미국 뉴욕 변두리에 있는 허름한 건물, ICN의 주소지로 돼 있는 곳입니다. 그러나 간판도 없고 편집국도 보이지 않습니다. 대신 한 로펌 사무실이 나타납니다. ICN 설립자 데이빗 사순이 이곳에 방 하나를 빌려 쓰고 있을 뿐입니다. 기자와 에디터들은 보스턴, 샌디에이고, 심지어 이스라엘 등에 흩어져 있다고 합니다. 기존의 일반 언론사와는 구조부터 다릅니다. 한 분야만 전문적으로 다룬다는 점도 독특합니다. 설립자 사순에게 에너지와 기후변화 문제에 특화된 탐사보도 매체를 만든 배경을 물었습니다.
In 2007, the country was moving toward developing a national policy to address the problem of climate change. And it wasn't just an environmental movement, it was the business community, the farmers, the investors, everybody who has an interest in climate change and business. The problem was that at that time, the media was not covering the issue very well. The science was not being trusted, and the media was responding to political pressure. So we went to foundations and we said we would like to model good environmental journalism. We're not very big, but we can create a model of how to do it properly and how to speak about climate change that is accurate and serves the public interest.
환경 문제의 심각성은 날로 커지고 있습니다. 하지만 언론의 대응은 오히려 약화되고 있습니다. 뉴욕타임즈는 지난 1월 환경 취재 담당 부서를 없애버렸습니다. 다른 주요 언론들도 사정은 마찬가지입니다.
As you know, thousands of journalists have lost their jobs over the last 5 years, maybe tens of thousands actually. Many newspapers have closed. The model is breaking down. And in this crisis, which is a financial crisis for the newspapers and the television stations and the magazines, they are cutting environmental reporting. They are increasing sports, gossip, entertainment, because they can generate profits. So it's a difficulty.
지난 2010년 7월 미국 미시건주를 가로지르는 엠브리지 송유관이 파열됐습니다. 원유의 일종인 비투멘, 즉 역청이 유출돼 강과 지하수를 오염시켰습니다. 사상 최악의 육상 원유 유출 사고였습니다. 하지만 미국 주요 언론들은 이 사고를 비중 있게 다루지 않았습니다. ICN은 기자 3명을 투입해 7개월 동안 사고의 원인과 전말을 파헤쳤습니다. 3부작으로 나간 기사는 워싱턴 포스트 같은 거대 언론을 제치고 올해 퓰리처 국내 보도 부문상에 선정됐습니다.
We knew that there was a big spill in Michigan, in Kalamazoo, and that the oil had spilled into the river. Sure, there were news stories, big oil spill in Michigan, 1 million gallons, whatever. But nobody really looked at it very carefully. So we sent a reporter there. It took us until the next July because we just kept finding more and more, and we decided this was a very big story and we were finding many new things. And so we made the investment, even though we were very small. You know, for us at the time, we were 7 people. I mean, it was a big investment, but we thought we had to do it because nobody else was.
This is Andy Revkin. I write the .earth blog for the New York Times.
프로퍼블리카나 ICN 같은 비영리 온라인 탐사 전문 매체가 잇따라 퓰리처상을 받는 것은 저널리즘 지형의 변화를 확연히 보여줍니다. 또 탐사 보도가 여전히 중요하다는 것도 반증합니다.
We were able to do it for very little money because we focused on it and we didn't have a big budget, so we just, you know, used the telephone and a little bit of travel and a lot of hard work. So, for one thing, investigative journalism does not have to be as expensive as they think it is, and there's probably ways to do it even now by the big media, and they don't have to think it is so expensive. It's very important that we do investigative journalism. That is perhaps the most important function of journalism in a democracy, especially now when the techniques of propaganda, communication management, you know, hiding things, the barriers to knowledge are so high. You need the investigative function in journalism to be thriving more than ever. There is a propaganda war going on around energy and climate issues, and it is the nature of the political world, and in a lot of ways, I would say we live in a propaganda culture. And the techniques of propaganda are used in the advertising industry, in commerce, in sales. It is an accepted part of the economic landscape. We just don't call it propaganda. We call it marketing, or we call it public relations, but it really has to do with manipulating people and manipulating opinion. So, as there is a fight over policies in Washington or in a state capital or wherever, the two sides, or maybe more than two sides, but they use propaganda in order to sway public opinion. It's very effective. It's the language of politics. So, again, I think, you asked a question earlier, why is independent media important? Because we're in a position to know what is propaganda and what is not, what is real and what is not, and to present what's behind the mask so that people can understand.
사무실도 간판도 없는 초미니 언론 매체 ICN. 하지만 환경 분야에 대한 전문성, 더 나은 사회를 향한 열정과 탐사보도 정신은 세계 언론계가 이들을 주목하지 않을 수 없게 만들었습니다. 기존 주류 매체의 탐사보도가 활력을 잃고 있는 상황에서 ICN의 선택과 집중, 탄력적 조직 구성은 비영리 독립언론의 새로운 길을 제시하고 있습니다. 뉴스타파 이유정입니다.